Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast, a hybrid structure encompassing health, fitness, self-improvement, and entertainment, where no topic is off limits and all opinions are graciously welcomed.
Let's get on with the show!
And now, here's the host of the show, Mike Sinopoli.
Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast. I am Mike Sinopoli, certified nutrition coach, consultant, counselor, call me whatever you would like. On this episode, I am discussing elevated purposes and what that is and how that is the key to longevity, to sustainability when it comes to a lifestyle change, when it comes to doing something better for your health, when it comes to becoming more active as a person, as a part of who you are, and what is needed to keep you going, to keep you constantly focused on something that's an elevated purpose over why you actually began. Most people will begin a fat loss journey through self-hate and disgust, believe it or not. And sometimes that can work, but a lot of times they end up finding their elevated purpose over that, which is what keeps them going. That's a start, but many fail to begin. What I'm talking about is when you look in the mirror, or somebody is looking in the mirror at themselves, they dislike what they see. They're almost disgusted in themselves. They're frustrated. They're angry. The problem with this is that it comes from a place of self-hate. It's not a form of loving your own self as you are. Tired of the word self-love. Sorry, but I'm going to use it. There it is. But it comes from self-hate. That's what it stems from. And usually when you stem from disliking yourself, you go into something that's almost punishment mode, which is an extreme diet, which is a hardcore workout program, boot camp type thing where you're just going insane because you're trying so hard to make that change right now. And it doesn't work that way. And that's why the diets fail. That's why the intense workout plans that are 2 hours a day of dripping sweat cardio running around doesn't work in the long run. It just doesn't do it. You have to find what I consider an elevated purpose. And an elevated purpose is something beyond what you see in the mirror. Anything else that's just superficial with it, how you look in a certain shirt and all that, that's all good too. That's not wrong. That's fine. But to keep that going, I think there's a struggle with most people where they quit too early because they did base their reasons for starting on self-hate. So they take something on that's very just out of desperation almost, to where they want to just fix themselves right now. And that's where these diet companies and these supplement companies and these food companies kind of just prey on these desperate people, promising them fast results, telling them that they take this pill, eat this food, do this workout, that they're going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, and all kinds of lies. So what happens there is that they start those routines, and they just see that the results don't come the way they want because they haven't addressed their habits, they haven't addressed their diet right, they're doing something that's restrictive, they're doing something that's non-sustainable, they want it to be over with. That is what was the wrong thing. If you find yourself in any of that with your diet or anything, that's probably means you're on the wrong path. But you have to be self-aware enough if you're just kind of quitting and giving up on yourself early, or if it's really not for you. So that all being said, what is an elevated purpose? To me, it's something that's just way bigger than what you're seeing in the mirror and how you look and why you started in the beginning, because you just want to lose those 20 pounds. I just want to lose 30 pounds. I just need to lose these 40 pounds. That's probably a reason for failure a lot of times. Not initially. Maybe that can keep you going for a little bit. A lot of this can even go as far as getting to that point, but then stopping and not having any reasons to keep going, and then you just revert back to your old ways, and then you become worse body fat percentage to your skeletal muscle mass, and we know how that works, and you gain the weight back. You're actually gaining all fat back despite maybe losing muscle in the process. So with all that said and all that jabber that I'm putting out there, there's no guarantees. First off, before you find your elevated purpose of what it is, before I rattled mine off, I have 8 of them that I kind of came up with in my own way. The first one is to live longer. Now, like I said, there's no guarantees. So, you can die any which way, but to live longer by doing something where you're active, where you're eating right, and you're just respecting yourself. You want to take where you came from with that self-hate and turn it into self-respect. And I think that's huge. I think that's a great way to go. Is self-respect is the way to look at it. Self-love sounds very, I don't know. It just doesn't sound as deep as self-respect. It's respecting yourself to live longer, to be here as long as you can. I don't know about you, but I don't know what is actually on the other side after we go. You don't know. I don't know. Most people don't know. You have your beliefs. I respect all beliefs. Whether you rot in the dirt, you go to heaven, you reincarnate. I don't care. Believe what you want. Doesn't matter to me. I have my beliefs. I'm not sharing them here. Not the time or the place. Because I'm talking about an elevated purpose. And that is living longer here on this planet and seeing my kids grow up. I want to see my grandkids. I want to see my great-grandkids. And you know what? I want to be that asshole great-grandpa, 100 years old, who's running around doing dumb things and being laughed at and saying, no, crazy grandpa, great-grandpa Mike, he's doing his thing again. That's who I want to be. That's fine. I'm okay. I will be here as long as I can be, but I want to have a good quality of life, which is my second elevated purpose, is having a great quality of life. And I mean that, obviously through what I do as far as travel, eat well, see things, but I just want to be feeling good the whole time. I don't want to have some sort of amputation in my legs because I got overweight and I got type 2 diabetes. I don't want to live with the fear of a heart condition if I don't have to. I don't want to bring it on myself. I don't want to have any sort of blood sugar issues. I don't want to just be uncomfortable by being so morbidly obese that I just can't move around on my own. And I really do want to keep that sort of thing as a great quality of life. And that is really one of the best elevated purposes, your quality of life, because I've seen it happen to people, and I've seen it, it happens in your older years sometimes, and you don't think so when you're 30 years old. Hell, I'm going to be 40 here in a couple of months, and you can abuse your body for a while, and you don't think anything of it because you haven't felt anything yet. It only takes that one time for your leg to get cut off, that one scary heart attack, the cancer that might come from it, and any other chronic illness that comes. It just takes that one time to change your life. It's not like you're going to get some crazy warning sign, most likely. You might not. But either way, I'm going to want that quality of life to be good. I want to be able to play with my kids and my grandkids. I want to be active with them. I want to take them places. I don't want to be if I can avoid it, I don't want to be the person in the wheelchair or the one that has to stay home because I don't fit on the rides or whatever it is. So then again, that kind of ties into number 3. And these are so very basic and obvious right now. I'm sure that many of these will correlate with you as an elevated purpose. But for my kids and my loved ones, I don't want my kids to ever be burdened by having to take care of me, or my parents see it, or my sister, or whoever else. Or my wife. I don't want anybody to have to take care of me. I don't want to be that burden. I want to be an example, especially for my children. For my girls. I quit smoking 2 months before my first daughter was born, and I'd never gone back. And of course, I wish I never did, but hey, here we are. And you know what? Those are the kinds of examples that I like to set and have them see. Same with the foods that I eat, the routine that I go to the gym, because there is a society that we live in here in the United States. It's different everywhere, but there's kind of what's the norm that's set for us by default, and there's also just in your home and what's regular and what you see here. You can shape that one. I think we spend too much time trying to change the world and the country and everyone around us. You got to change yourself, number one. And then you do have some stroke and pull in your small circle in your home that you can change and make good things and create good people with what you think is best. And by showing them what is good health, what is beneficial for these people as they grow. Learning that stuff, the knowledge, taking that on, and then leading by example and instilling it in them without overdoing it. That's my goal. That's what I do for my kids. And that's my elevated purpose for them and also for myself. The fourth one would be my mental and emotional health, for sure. This is one that came on later on after I started training and eating right. I realized that I really got a lot of help mentally and emotionally through strength training, in particular. Diet always helps as well, having a good diet, because it kind of eliminates the lethargy, that feeling. It all kind of ties together, that lethargy you get when you eat like dog shit, and then you don't want to go to the gym, so then you just sit around and you end up it just fogs you up. And when you go to the gym and you go get a good strength, if you don't know this, this is what some people are talking about when they just like almost get like, how do they keep going to the gym? How do they keep doing that? Well, that's because a lot of times it releases dopamine or adrenaline, endorphins, or whatever it is through you, and you should be leaving that gym in a better mood and more energized than when you got there, and that's a sign of a great workout, and that's a sign of a reason why you would keep going to the gym. You have to keep look at it like you're going to the bar. I know this can be kind of a douchebag scenario, but people go to a bar because they want to escape something and they want to drink and they want to get out and do things, whatever, however you look at it. But you could see the same thing with the gym a little bit. Obviously a way healthier habit, but you could go there and it elevates your mood and it elevates your physical being and your emotional being and everything. It just helps so many different ways. And it has to click one day. You might not get it right now. Right now it might, there are hard days, don't get me wrong. It's not every day, but you might need that to tweak that and let that click. And give it some time, and eventually it will. And once you hit that, oh man, that's when things really start to change for you. When you start going to the gym and making the time for it, that is when you've made a lifestyle change. When you have an excuse to not go to the gym and you get excited about it, you don't have that yet. When you can't go to the gym for a certain reason, whether it's a personal responsibility, an injury, and you're pissed off and you feel like shit about it, you've made the change. You've made the switch. That means you've crossed over to the other side. And now you are a person that goes to the gym. That is your identity now. I feel like you truly have to have that mindset to have really embraced the gym life and that physical life. And it gets such a bad rap because even I sound like the gym life. I embrace the gym life. I sound like a douchebag, I feel like, but it's not. It's literally, if you really take the whole stigma of it all away and strip it down and think about that, the gym is a place where you are literally respecting your body and you are there to strengthen yourself and you are there to help yourself and improve your health and increase that mobility that you want to kind of go along with everything I've already said, to live longer, for a better quality of life, to play with your kids. Those are my last three. Anyways, this was mental health. That's where I'm going here. So once you have that mentality that you are a person that goes to the gym, it is part of who you are. Once you flip that is an elevated purpose right there to be going there and constantly training. And diet does go along with that. Okay, another elevated purpose that I have that differs a little bit. I go to the gym and do things because some people, they just can't do it. They're paralyzed. They have a brain issue. They have an amputated limb or arms. And I've seen people, don't get me wrong, with amputees at the gym. Holy shit. I had a guy I was at LA Fitness. He did not have an arm. And at Brick House, I had, I believe her name was Debbie. And she only had one leg. She'd come in there in her crutches, get trained. And she didn't want any help. She was re-racking the weights. It was unbelievable. And she was there with a smile on her face, regularly with her trainer. And you know what? When I showed up to the gym a little tired, I looked over at that and Debbie and I said, holy crap, I can do this. If she's here doing this, I can get through this workout today. I can do this, even though I'm a little tired. And then those are the kind of people that you think about, that they would just absolutely kill somebody. Some of these people that really can't go, paraplegics, they would kill to go to the gym. And the fact that I can go and I'm not because the couch is comfortable right now, fuck that. I'm going to get up and go. That's an elevated purpose for me. Out of respect for those people and what they can't do, I'm going to go do it because I can. That's the bottom line. And that's as simple as that. There are people that are either have the amputations or the disabilities, and they still go, and they're limited. And I've seen it, and man, it just fires me up to just for them to just go do my thing and not bitch. So that's another big reason. Another reason is to tell society to go fuck itself, because the way society is, if you kind of look at it as a whole, we're very pressured to make money and work long hours in the United States here at least, and eat fast food, conform at your place of work, of course, sort of, hey, we're all having lunch here. This is what we're going to do. Oh no, you got to sit in front of this screen now for the next 8 hours, and we'll have a Danish for you, but you can't move from here. Whatever it is, or you're an outside salesperson, and you got to eat fast. You got to go fast. Everything's got to be fast. I need something fast. How many times I work with clients, I just need fast. It's got to be fast. You know what? I get you want stuff fast We all want shit fast. Slow the fuck down and make your fucking food and do it. Fuck society, because you know what? Fuck that. Don't conform to that shit. Just because people tell you, oh, McDonald's is there, you drive through, eat something quick. I had a boss said, "Oh, everybody, we got a busy day today, blah, blah, blah. We're doing some stuff. I won't bore you with it." But he's like, everyone, if you're going to go eat, have a short lunch, go get quick service food. I'm like, shut up. No. I'm going to do this. I'll do your work for you. I'm not saying to tell your boss to go fuck himself unless he deserves it. But that being said, I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat when I want, because I'm an adult. I'm an adult and I care about my body. And I'm not going to let Mr. Stress Ball boss, who's worried about his name on a ranking sheet in a sales regional sales contest, tell me that I got to go eat crap like Jimmy John's or McDonald's because that's what he thinks. So it doesn't really matter, because I don't know why he would even tell me that anyways, because fuck him. I just bring my lunch anyway. So you got to bring your food places. Who cares? Like I said, I've had people tell me straight to my face at an office, ask me if I'm eating my weird food. And I think I've told this story in a podcast before, but if you haven't listened, I had a coworker once, and I was in the break room, and I was heating up my food. And by food, I'll tell you, it was a burrito bowl, okay? I won't tell you what's in it, but a burrito bowl. Very similar to Chipotle, but I made it at home. She comes in and she goes, "Oh, you making your weird food again?" And as she says it, she's throwing away a greasy bag of McDonald's. And I'm like, yeah, my weird food. Yes. And then, then they're like, "Oh, how come you're selling shit?" Because I eat my weird food. That's why. Genius. So, society's going to always have its little issue with what you're doing, especially if you're doing something good for yourself. People don't like that. People do not like that. They get uncomfortable when you're doing something for you because they're not doing it, or they feel like they can't, or they're whatever excuse they want to throw and project at you. So you literally want to tell society to fuck off, and society in so many ways, in a nice way too. Just be like, okay, no, just do your thing. You don't have to say fuck off and tell people off and make all these enemies or whatever, that it's not worth conforming to it. You want to be different. You don't want to conform to what they're doing out there. Do it yourself, how you want to do it. Eat what is right for you. Bottom line. Okay, and then to kind of play off that one, number 7 I have here is to outlive my enemies. Hey, I don't even know if I really have any enemies, but or haters or whatever like that. I'm sure some people do. I'm sure there have been a few, but I don't want them to watch me die. I'm gonna go ahead and try to outlive them. And then I'm serious, like literally, like if that's what it takes for you, if you got, call it ego if you want. I don't care, but I don't want my enemies to see my obituary. Screw it. I'll read theirs, and that's it. And that just gives me a chance. Like I said though before, there's no guarantees. And I know that one's kind of a little bit of a dark, egotistical, narcissistic way to go about it. But hey, as long as you keep silent about it, I wouldn't go telling people, "Hey, I'm going to eat healthy so I can watch you die." Okay, that maybe don't do that. That might not be a good idea. But silently, you can definitely say, "Look, I want to be here longer than all these people, and I would like to stick around and read their obituary." Yes, very dark, but hey, whatever works. Just keep it to yourself. Just don't hurt anybody along the way. And then lastly, if you want to show yourself, it's just like I kind of tie it all up. I want to show myself self-respect. Number 1, that's my most elevated purpose is I have one body. I have one body. Like I say, we treat our bodies like we can go to the store and get another one, but we treat our job like it's the only one we'll ever have. Your job's important. Absolutely. You have to earn money. You have to earn wealth. You have to create wealth. You have to be a productive member of society. I agree with all of it. But at the cost of your health, no. I don't, mental or physical. I don't agree with it. Self-respect. Make time. Make time for the family. You make time for your gym. You make time for your food prep. I don't care what they're saying out there in society. It doesn't matter. You respect yourself, because they're not going to respect you. They're not going to care. Nobody is going to do this for you. And that is one of the best elevated purposes to change your lifestyle and do this. It's because no one can take it away from you when you do it. No boss can give you somebody else the promotion. You know what I'm saying? You do it yourself. You earn that. No one else. There's no judge. There's no judges on from a stage that can tell you if you get the gold medal or not. You do it for you, and you base it on you. And your only competition is you. Well, unless you're watching your enemies and then you want to watch them go first. But whatever. That aside, self-respect. You want to love and respect yourself. So that kind of ties it in from where I started this thing, where you start out with self-hate and why that does not work. So please do not hate yourself when you start. Self-disgust will not take you anywhere. You want to start respecting who you are, and that's where the good results and the good changes are going to come. You break the habits. That's why you do it. That's the most elevated purpose, to respect and love yourself. That is not selfish at all. Spread it around. That's it. Those are mine. Those are my elevated purposes. And I suggest, finding your own. Use what I said here. If any of it sticks or clicks or feels like it applies to you, definitely go ahead and go from there and mold that into something for yourself. Whatever it is, spite, who cares? Do it. As long as it's got you going and you're not hurting anybody else along the way, it doesn't matter. You just don't want to fall into a pit of people pleasing, especially people that are in the workspace who are very, very, very egotistical at times and very controlling. It's a place, our work world, our work culture is designed in a hierarchy in ways sometimes to where people with the wrong attitude, with the narcissism, the extreme narcissism, the egotistical problems, they kind of want to control humans, or they're more there for their own sake, for their own insecurities, and they want to take that out on you, and they will if you let them. And then it goes back to what I said in the last episode. If I have a way out, so you don't have to be exposed to these people, because self-respect is eliminating people who don't respect you, and that includes bosses, that includes friends, family. It doesn't matter who it is. If they're not respecting you and they're a source of negativity and dread within you, you either can fix it with them or you can eliminate them. Don't kill them. I'm not saying that, but eradicate them mentally and physically from your life, and just distance as much as you can. Move jobs, move homes, move wherever you got to go for your own inner peace. So look, if you wanted to discuss this sort of topic with me personally, you can hit me up on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. That's at MFS Wellness. You can also shoot me a old school email, mike@mfswellness.com. Be happy to discuss this sort of thing. Anything else, if you'd like to come on the podcast, I always welcome guests. We can shoot the shit on whatever you'd like. You can give me some feedback, how I'm doing. I appreciate anyone who listens, and any sort of feedback is always great. So until I come back with another episode, I do want to thank you very much for listening to this one, and we will talk to you then.